So over the course of the say for example this year, because we're at the end of the year now, moving into another one, what would be a couple of books you would recommend that have really kind of impacted you this year for anyone interested in business and entrepreneurship?
Well, I would obviously start with Unsexy Business. Obviously I'm part of that, and it's going to sound biased, but the other 11 stories that are in there are massively inspiring, but more to the fact they're truthful. They talk about the really good stuff, and they talk about the really bad stuff. There's so much focus nowadays on these celebrity entrepreneurs that are like, oh, I'm a multi-millionaire. If I can do it, you can do it, and it's easy, and da, 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 da. And that's such a false statement. It's very difficult. You need to put a lot of time and effort in, and it's stressful, and it can be nerve-wracking, and you can have sleepless nights, and you can lose money sometimes, and that people need to be aware of that. People need to be, because otherwise it alienates people. They think, well, I tried it for 6 months and it didn't work out for me straight away, and everyone else became a millionaire, that I looked at, and I didn't. So maybe I'm not worthy. And that's not the truth. The truth is that it's bloody difficult, and most people don't really start making big money until sometimes 7, 8, 10, 15, even 20 years after they start the business, and then they sell it and they become multi-millionaires. So it's about grit, it's about resistance, and I think that book definitely gets that point across. In terms of mindset books, one I'm reading at the moment, which is a classic, The Power of the Subconscious Mind. I think that's a very good book for mindset. And an old favourite, which is The Magic of Believing. That's a classic for me. That's one that I've read probably 15, 20 times. It's one I keep going back to, and I'll always read.
Really? So what prompts you to read it another time?
I think you internally have this kind of gauge in terms of how you're feeling. If you're feeling good, if you're feeling on track, if you feel yourself slightly swaying off target a little bit, just sit yourself down for an hour and read that book. It's a really good one. And then finally, I would say Principles by Ray Dalio. That is I would say the best business book I've ever read. Obviously, Ray Dalio is a hedge fund founder and serial entrepreneur, philanthropist, and investor. It's a massively long read. It's about 700 pages long, and the text is very small, and the pages are very big. You need a lot of time and commitment to read that book, and I have read the whole of that book. It's hands down one of the best business books I've ever read. It covers every single concept in terms of employment and morale and staff engagement, and basically every business principle, hence the name Principles, that you could ever need. So those 4 would be at the top of my list.